Full disclosure, guys, this video is sponsored by... It's not. Nobody freaking gives a shit about sponsoring a 3,000 subscriber YouTube channel. But here's the thing. This video is actually about the first time I got suggested or offered to make a promotional video in exchange for some cash. Now, it's a very interesting story, but it's kind of a confusing one, all jumbled up, etc, etc. So, if you're interested in a good story, stay a while and listen. Now, around a week ago, this guy reached out to me on Discord and asked if I could publish their trailer video on my channel in exchange for some cash. Now, the trailer video is for a private Diablo 1.09 patch server, and I've played around a couple of times on that server. One of my Patreons asked me if I could play on it. I streamed this a couple of times. I participated in Iron Man event. You can find everything on my channel. And I found it quite enjoyable. The only problem is that I prefer single player by a huge margin. So that's why I'm not playing there daily. Plus, also I'm playing mostly World of Warcraft these days, but that's whatever. So he reached out to me and asked if I'd be willing to promote it, and I admire those guys. Like, they're not a freaking brand to be offering me money. Like, if any brand offered me money, like Pepsi, well, let's not get ahead of ourselves with Pepsi, but just any brand offered me money, I would gladly take it. I would not think twice about it. I would make an honest review, whatever, but I would take it. The problem is, these guys, they're not a brand. They're, people like you and me who love this game so much, love Diablo 2 so much, they decided to put their free time to pretty much creating a private server, like vanilla Diablo 2 experience. And I admire that. I respect that. So there's no fucking way in hell I'm going to take money from them. I know, it's a bit surprising. I actually have standards. Who would have thought? Yeah, so he came to me with this offer, and I, of course, said I'm not going to take money for this. But, I checked out the video, and, it's a peculiar video. It's a peculiar video. Well, let's take a quick, brief look at it. And there you have it. No, fuck no. Come on. You can't do this. You can't do this. Like, the very first scene for your trailer video is from Diablo 3. Guys, you just pulled a Blizzard. You cannot do this. No. Like, you're trying to get the people to play on your server who are, Diablo 2 fanatics. I mean, we're talking about people who have been playing this game for years. Like, after 19 years after the game has been released, they're still playing this game. How amazing is that? How of a hardcore fan do you have to be? And not only that, you're targeting those even more hardcore than that, because those who are currently playing on 1.13 patch, it's not hardcore enough. It's not too vanilla. It's not vanilla enough. So what you just did here, is you went full Blizzard. You pulled a Blizzard here. You know how Blizzard, they gather their most hardcore fans, PC gamers, who went out of their way to attend BlizzCon, and then you gave them freaking Diablo Immortal. That's kind of, it's not on the same level, but that's kind of what you did here. And Diablo 3 Immortal it's not a bad game, it's not a bad concept, it's not a bad idea or anything of that sort. You just introduced it to the wrong audience at the worst possible time. What you did here with the trailer is well, it's not the worst possible time. The time is kind of irrelevant here, but it's to the worst possible audience. Do not do this. So, going a bit fast forward in this video, you have Diablo 3 cinematics, and then You have the slightly tilted font. And then the sound. No. The sound is just no. That's not Diablo 2 sound, you know? That's not Diablo 2 sound. Diablo 2 sound is never fast-paced, straight off the bat, you know, all war drums and all that shit. That's not Diablo 2 soundtrack. Like, if you really listen into every single of Diablo 2 soundtracks, they're very slow-paced, they're very grim, and they don't have anything excessive about them. Now, with that said, kind of just listening to Diablo 2 soundtracks, to the most of them at least, is pretty bullshit. Like, from my stream playlist, I've removed most of the Diablo 2 soundtrack just because they don't really add much. There are a few, like, exceptional hits, like Tristram, for example. That one is just simply amazing. But apart from that, most of them are so grim and so slow, they're kind of not something you want to listen to. So, you know, at this point, there were, you know, 1-2 strikes already for me, and then there's kind of some editing stuff that I didn't particularly find it enjoyable. You know, the transitions were a bit out of sync with the sound, and you know, I just thought to myself, I cannot publish this on my channel. As much as I want to help them promote their private server, I just cannot. So it got me thinking, you know, what can I do? I mean, obviously they went out of their way to ask me for some help in promoting this channel. And once again, I do admire them, their efforts in pulling this together. So I thought that, you know, I'm going to show how it's supposed to be done. Though, do bear in mind, I'm not some professional video editor. I know kind of the basics, but that's about it. So, here's what I came up. Well, when making these videos, these kind of trailer videos, especially for something like Diablo 2, the only thing you can really bank on is people's never-ending love for this game. We're talking, once again, about hardcore fanatics. 19 years after the game has been released, they're still playing it. I mean, we're so deep into this game, it's just freaking crazy. What I'm getting at is that they know everything about the game. Sure, there are some nuances that they might not be aware of, but for the most part, they know everything about the game. They know what to expect, what not to expect, how each class plays, etc., etc. So the only thing you have going for you at this point, like, there's no fucking feature that you can introduce for this community, for such community, for it to go, wow, I must play on this server. It's just not realistic, come on. But what you can do, and it's pretty much the only thing you can do, is build up hype. But how do you build up hype? You start real slow. Start real slow. You put in some cinematics, once again, to push double down on that nostalgia train. The good old times when Diablo was still a fresh game. Do you remember how it felt? Diablo 2 for the first time. You remember how it felt? Play Diablo for the first couple of weeks to get your first character to like level 80. Damn, that's fucking sexy. Got a easy, dark, slow soundtrack. It has to match Diablo 2 theme, because if it doesn't, the most hardcore fanatics will fucking lash out at you. Trust me on this one, personal experience. Now, to make this video smooth, you gotta make the transitions on beat. It cannot be out of sync. It has to be, you know, beat transition. Like that. Now you start out slow, you gotta pick up the pace a little bit. You gotta speed it up, and speed it up, and speed it up. And then once the speed is, at the maximum, this is where the climax happens, and this is where you introduce what you're all about. Classic 1.09 patch Diablo private server. Come join us. The full trailer video that I managed to create in a couple of days will be at the end of this video. Now, admittedly, what I created isn't, terrific, exceptional, yada, yada, yada. Partly, and this is easy for me to say that, it's because of the footage that I had, because it's nothing that I recorded. I pretty much used the exact same footage that they used in their own trailer, just, use it differently. But for the most part, it's kind of my lack of experience, my lack of skills with video editing. I still think I did a much better job, not to boast or brag about it. Anyway, so that's it for the video. That's the story. That's how I decided to promote that private server. I'm sure some of you will find this enjoyable, some of you not so much. So with that said, I'm leaving you with the trailer video. Hope you all have a lovely day, and as always, see you guys in the comment section. Cheers!